news. Al Bradford, you're in the studio. How's your day going, mate? You going all right?
You blew my fucking eardrums off, but that was good.
People who've been listening to the pod for a while have probably missed that welcome for...
Well, you haven't been that happy lately, so...
Well, no, we don't do the intros the same. It used to be, hello and welcome to Funny Business.
Yeah.
And you didn't really ever bring that sort of energy.
Well, I didn't bring that fake energy. No, I didn't bring that.
That's not fake energy. I'm excited to be here. I'm ready to go.
Manufactured energy. You can do that.
What, just actually show a bit of spark?
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
I know you're excited because we're talking about AFL. We're talking about, I'm not going to get into it.
Should I go into today on the news, on the headlines? Are insecure workers better workers? Patagonia founder gives his company away. And we're going through the AFL Grand Final preview. Geelongs versus Cats. Who's going to win? What are the thoughts? What's the conditions? What's happening? But first, yesterday, we dropped our episode with the great man, Prime Train.
Thomas Bulch, yeah.
What a character.
He's a good dude, and he's got a good head of hair. I'm very jealous. He's muscly, golden. And he's got the perfect smile too. He's a good-looking bloke. He's doing some cool things. And it's always good having people like Prime on because it just opens your eyes to what you can do with your life, you know what I mean? So it's pretty inspirational.
Well, it is. There's a lot of different ways to do business, and I think that's something that we've covered on the pod. It's funny because people go, it's not funny business. We've done a lot of clips. We've been a bit funny lately, but the serious element behind the guests that we've had. You know, we've done over 200 guest episodes, spoken to some of the best people in the biz of what they do.
Brightest minds,
all that sort of stuff. But again, like there's gold in there about how you can find your own pathway to do interesting things. You don't have to be stuck in one. If you think you got some skills, you can transfer them to lots of different stuff. So you're right, talking to people like Prime who are creating a business straight up in the creator economy, using a personal brand, leveraging an audience to build something around that. That's crazy.
And so quickly too. It happened for him so quickly, didn't it?
And now he's doing tours and doing like meet and greets, signing like he's a fucking rock star.
Kids though, I think like the kid craze, like if you can capture that audience,
they love it. Huh?
Oh, it's just like that type of love, you know, that type of connection that you have with your fans. Like that is insane. Kids are another level, eh?
Well, you talking of kids, you dressed as Elmo on the weekend.
Yeah, it was
the
good.
The photos were just...
Yeah.
You made a good Elmo. I think it was probably better, but you were more handsome than normal.
Yeah, it made me look a bit taller because the eyes were where the mouth was, but I didn't know whether to go nude under it or wear clothes. And everyone's like, mate, definitely wear clothes.
You don't go nude to a kid's party.
Yeah. But anyway, I kind of... So here's the thing, Sailor loves Elmo. Oh, like all the kids, I think, really love Elmo.
Come up? Imagine if you were not wearing any clothes and everyone's coming tickle you. It's
a bit much. But
settle down, Prince Andrew.
But I think I scarred them because they were crying and running away. So it didn't stay on for as long as what I thought, maybe like 15 minutes.
Were you chasing them or?
No. I was just, I don't know, I was just doing the waves and I was trying to dance and stuff, but they were just like, that's too big. You know, it's just what's going on? That's not Elmo. Like
that's not Elmo.
No, like that's scary shit. So, but apparently they're loving Elmo again. They've trained to get back on the Elmo train.
What did you think of the whole dress up and being in kids' party, the entertainment of a kids' party?
Yeah, well, Zoe's
all eyes on you. You would have loved the attention, even underneath the costume. You would have loved.
Yeah,
the attention.
Look, I wasn't blending in, you know, and I wasn't just there to blend in.
You were there for a first birthday party, but you made it about you.
Yeah, it was a lot about me. Yeah, but what can you remember from a first birthday anyway? They can't remember anything.
That's nice. I saw the photo. I was like, you're just you're a nice uncle, mate.
But Zoe's actually friend, her name's Rachel, actually has a costume shop. And she bought it. So I think last time there was the Easter Bunny, like full life-size Easter Bunny. So the party's going to go off.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And how's your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Yeah?
It was good. I don't really remember what happened.
You don't remember what happened?
Life happened.
Sitting on the couch a little bit and just wondering, what?
Seriously, what did happen? Yeah. I don't know. Life happened. It was honestly, I got no idea what happened.
Did you watch the footy?
Yeah, I watched a lot of footy.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the footy.
Yeah.
It was good. Did I? Did I?
What?
Oh, Bucks? No, I didn't.
No, that was the weekend before.
I've got baby. I blame Matilda here, but I got no idea. I did spend a lot of family time, which was nice.
Brain's a bit all over the place, huh?
It must be a bit all over the place.
Speedy brain, you know.
Speedy brain, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the first headline. This one comes from Brendan Wong, editor at LinkedIn News.
Wongy.
Are insecure workers better workers? Does the rank and yank... Does the rank and yank system of measuring Does the rank and yank system of measuring employees against each other boost performance? Researchers say it can, but the negative outweighs the benefits. Does the fear of losing a job due to poor performance help motivate employees to work harder? Research says it can, but the benefits may not be worth it. Known as the rank and yank, the performance review system sees employers rank their workers and fire those who are underperforming. It was championed by the former General Electric chairman Jack Welch and adopted by companies such as Yahoo, Amazon, and IBM. What are your thoughts on this? If you're not up to it, you're out.
Oh, whatever. You know what I mean? If that's the high performance play, I think it's all on the individual though. Some people are motivated by, oh, you're going to lose your job if you don't do this. Some people probably feel the opposite way of like, you're threatening me with, I fucking hate this place anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I know what I'd rank you. So that's all I know.
Where? Huh? Number 2.
I'll be yanking you, mate. I'll be yanking you.
You know how I feel about this?
What?
I just think, coming from straight out of school, right? They had the depth chart up at footy. Depth chart was the thing. So I knew exactly where I was in the pecking order.
What do you mean depth chart?
So that you knew, like, if you were playing in the
Is it on the wall, like a calendar?
It was on the wall.
Like, hey, you're probably the 26th picked at the moment.
They did a team at the end of every week of the preseason. They showed you where you were in the depth chart. So if you're up to it, you're not in the team, you're in the twos.
Really?
Like,
were people pissed off that they weren't in the
time?
And what was the... Were you looking at this thing all
Train
together
hard,
and going, what
do
the
better,
fuck is...
do it. Yeah, or like, but at the end of the day, like that's... So for me, seeing an article like this talking about from like a business point of view of people going to work, like for me, that was just normal. You know, sports environment, if you're ranked, you're not up to it, you're out. And as much as I understand, there's probably not as much benefits. I'm leaning more towards the side of there's only a certain amount of spots. Everything in the world is finite, and if you're not up to it, you're out. It might not be... You might be up to it at a different organisation. It's cutthroat and harsh, but is that life?
It is life. It is life. It is life. You make a very good point here. It is true. Like, if
there can't be
high performing environments is hard work and expectations are high. Yeah, and I just think like, and I think, but it's a type of personality. So I think if you're really skilled in it, you could probably learn them skills over time. But probably if you're not as skilled but you're hungry, but you're not that. You know what I mean? That's when you can probably get lost. Like smart people get lost in high performing cultures, I think, because they probably just don't have that. You know, like if someone just says, what the fuck is,
but
you
it's
know
like
what I mean?
when you see people play, they go play local footy and they want to go play at a different league.
Yeah.
And they go and play a different league because they want to be...
Big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, or they want to they don't want to be as challenged. They want to go out there and know that they're up to the level. Whereas... This stuff, I think, if you're going to go work at the IBMs, the Amazons, and the Yahoos of the world, or the all these highly like the Teslas, all these, they're highly competitive because they're career makers.
Well, that's
you have one of these on your resume.
It makes sense for them too, but not like a shit company with a shit culture. Yeah, who's done. We're ranking everyone.
Yeah, if that's wrong.
Yeah, but if you're having problems in that area, and then you start going, let's rank and yank. I just think people will just get pissed off. But if it's ex Bain or ex McKinsey and all the things on LinkedIn that people put, if it's up in that echelon, then you could probably
if you want to put an X in your bio, then sometimes you might have to just suck it up because you're leveraging it as much as
100%. Yep.
You like that?
Yeah, and you're learning stuff too because as much as you might say you hate shit, you're going through stuff and you're going, well, we got the end result. We ended up hitting all our things and. At the end of the day, hard work gets results. Like sometimes, you know what I mean? And sometimes you might have easy wins, but a lot of the time it's fucking hard.
I agree. Next article comes from Ruchi Chan, editor at LinkedIn News. Patagonia founder gives company away. Patagonia's billionaire founder is transferring ownership of the outdoor apparel company he built almost 50 years ago to a trust and a non-profit organisation. The founder shared the news in a letter to the company titled "Earth is now our only shareholder." The radical move is in keeping with the long-standing disregard for business norms, writes the New York Times, and will see Patagonia, which currently valued at roughly $3 billion, pour all of its future earnings into organisations that combat climate change and protect the environment. Initial thoughts and reactions.
I love this. I mean, we think about this shit all the time. It's like how many businesses are just adding to the noise and they're saying they're doing the right thing, but you're just adding to the extra stuff as well. I just think stuff like this, like, yeah, they're a clothing brand or whatever, but they've stood for so much more. They're inspirations for I reckon arguably anyone who started up a sustainable brand in the last 10 or so years, Patagonia would be probably the number one inspiration, wouldn't it?
They love it sick, don't they?
And I think it's a good example of like how to do things the right way, because you just... Like we see it, like when you're coming through, you just want to create something cool. You don't really care that much. You just, well, for me, it was just like, oh, see what happens and just whatever. Like with our company, we had plastics and stuff like that. And it was just, but.
And now I feel like we know too much.
Yeah, and
it almost holds us back from making decisions because you've got people like this who are doing things. But again, it's at a different scale.
Yeah.
The impact you can have is also at the scale. So they're at $3 billion valuation. They've set up their things. They've got an amazing legacy. I feel like when people get that big, they get that option to either they do the give back mode or they keep going down that pathway. And
he's going to be able to buy clothes and stuff, surely. Like, he's not giving away everything, is he? Like,
nah.
Like, surely he's going to be comfortable.
There's some stuff they're saying about tax implications that might mean that
makes sense. So.
But either way, either way, it's an amazing thing that they're doing. They're leading the trends of what is expected of companies who are trying to do for good. But
all the competitors in that space now would be probably looking at that and going, "Fuck, well." We have to sort of, like, how do we top that? We have to do the same, follow suit. I think it sets a good precedent for.
I just don't know. Does everything have to be for good though? I remember we talked to we were talking to people about around capitalism, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like can everything be for good or only certain things? Like a lot of things, like Patagonia straight up are for good. How many brands have we come across that are pretending to be for good?
Hide behind the purpose,
but they're straight up. They're doing that stuff. Yes, it's a reason
to make a good life for themselves. Yeah,
it's not like they're not solving a huge they're not a huge game changer. That movie, Me Time. Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's so funny, bro. The toothbrush is saving the world.
But it was like I don't know who said it, but it was like they had an argument around like all the charities who sort of support the same sort of things. Why don't they just pull together and just do it all?
Solve the problem.
Well, solve the problem, but it's all the infrastructure and the business stuff that it's got to look after people, and so, you know what I mean. So it's like, well, do you want to solve the whole problem? You know,
do you want to solve the problem, or do you want to have a job?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Do you want to get paid to live your life?
Like, could you dedicate your whole life to whatever and eat a packet of 2-minute noodles or just?
No, you got to be paid to do what you're good at. And if you get paid to do good,
that's why it's hard.
That's why it's. I think we're in a weird time where there's a lot of these companies that are making it feel like everyone has to do for good.
Yeah.
You do a lot of for good stuff, then you're doing a lot of charity. It's like...
Yeah, but we see our things as a little bit different, yeah? So I think our for good and stuff is, I think it's the way you see value. You know what I mean? So instead of us starting up a hemp t-shirt brand or whatever like that, it's like, well, I think we can... Our do good is adding value and amplification to people's stories who might not get it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. It's like, oh, that's adding value. That's cool. I think it's the way you see it, isn't it? And I suppose you can spin anything. You know what I mean? Like, you can spin,
but we can't spin. I don't reckon you can really spin. This just seems good.
Oh, it is good. Yeah. And what's his name? What is it? Did they say it in the article? Because I didn't know how it was to pronounce it.
Yvon Chouinard?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
something like that.
It didn't sound confident, but
I didn't sound confident, and I don't really want to. Whatever.
I'll put you on the spot there.
Let my people go surf in his book.
Yeah.
Pete Selinsky from CB loves it sick.
Yeah. Did he write that book? Did he?
Yeah. It was about Patagonia's culture, and that's the book.
I like it. All
right. Hey.
What?
You went to the footy last weekend.
Yeah, left during the third quarter.
Did you really? You didn't even see the end of the game?
No, because I was catching the train home.
You're such a sook.
No, I was catching the train home.
You're such a sore loser.
Mate, I'm not getting back on the fucking V line to Warren Ponds with all the Geelong.
Were you a sore loser?
Nah.
You just didn't want to be on the train where
I was going to get home at 2:15 if I hung around, and it would have been a packed train full of Geelong nuffies.
So Geelong, Brisbane, you went to the game. Yeah. You were pretty pumped up after Brisbane had a win.
Oh, unexpected win.
To get where they are.
Yeah. I didn't think we'd win against you guys, to be honest.
And the Cats
tamed
the Lions.
You guys just look so much better. Like, I thought we actually tried. I thought we weren't shit.
You're still competitive.
We weren't shit in the first half, and then you guys are just too good. You just play a better, Patrick Dangerfield is so good. I've never really been a fan, but I respect him clearly. But you see that performance you go, who's stopping that dude? He's like a truck.
No, I tell you who else was crazy. Jeremy Cameron.
He's a good player, but he didn't do that much though.
Jeremy Cameron is like...
He didn't play that well against us.
He's a level above, bro.
Nah, but Darcy Gardner blanketed him, bro.
I don't know about that.
He didn't do anything.
I reckon...
He kicked one goal.
If he's just so good.
Tom Hawkins is good. He missed a few easy ones.
Oh, he had the yips. But the yips in there.
And they still... you know what I mean?
Last couple of finals, he's had the yips, I reckon.
And he's never had the yips before, has he? He's always been maybe early in his career
it's
a little bit.
It's cool to see that Geelong are back in it.
I don't think for a lot of people... I don't think people want Geelong. That. No, because they're a bit bored of Geelong, how successful they are. But... I think I've grown to respect that. Yeah. And I just think, like, you got some good young players who are like, I know you're a massive fan of Brad Close and all them.
He's so good, bro.
But just like Stengel, everyone just does their thing, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's a pretty good team. I just think it's going to be hard to stop. Atkins is a gun. Jed Buse, 150. I don't know about the K. You got chaired off, 150.
Yeah?
He's doing the Queen waves and everything.
I like that.
They were in the commentary, they were like, do you get chaired off for 150? But he was loving himself sick. It was grouse. Played a good game. He's a fucking good... But you know what you get with Jed Buse, don't you?
Yeah, he's a hard worker, bro.
Blitzarves is... I just think...
They're a good
every
team.
time I play him...
Tom Stewart.
Every time we play, Tom Stewart's good. But Blitzarves, I'm like... I hate him because he's so aggressive and... But if I barrack for he'd be the best.
He's deceivingly aggressive.
He's so aggressive. Like, you look at every state, he's pushing someone, and that's exactly how a big man should play. And he's not even the tallest dude, but if you're constantly pushing people, it's annoying, isn't it? And you're going, fuck this guy. He's like 6'7". He doesn't stop fucking pushing me.
What did you think of the other game?
It was fucking pretty good, wasn't it?
Oh, it was one of the best
good.
games of footy I've seen in a long time.
I know, it was good. But
The back and forth, the finish.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good games for this finals.
Especially
exciting
Collingwood.
footy. Collingwood seem to have like games where people score.
Collingwood's so sick. I reckon the new rule though, the stand on the it's opened the game up. It's looked better, and I love the handball from the. You know what I mean? And then it's just like proper kicking. It's skillful. It's good to watch. I think fucking. Oh, it's gonna be a good. Sydney are fucking good too. They just hung on. I don't know if you saw the Darcy Moore thing at the. Did you see what he done in the last minute of the game? He was playing on Buddy, and then he just sprinted all the way to the forward pocket, pretty much into the goal square for a surge thing. If they had lost the ball, or whatever, Buddy's free. But he just left him, and you know that Callum Mills spoil. If it went over the back, Darcy Moore's all there by himself would have ran into an open goal. So
what about Buddy's mark though? That was so
he
tough.
He took some big marks.
Buddy was grouse.
You know what? He's playing a different way, isn't he? He's normally silky, but he was tough, wasn't he? He was smashing in.
Finals footy.
And he's playing one more year.
Yeah,
He's signed one more year.
How good's that?
If they win the flag, though, I wouldn't have signed. I reckon you just leave on that note, wouldn't you?
No, he probably signs and he gets to do a bit of marketing.
Extra
He doesn't
cash,
have to play many games next year.
But I was one to not retire him. But he's got to keep playing for as long as he can.
I thought he was really, really good. I'm excited to see Buddy in the granny. I think he'll be.
But do you reckon that's the thing that like you go Sydney? Yeah, you're worried because they've got all good young players and stuff.
Heaney.
But I'm worried about Buddy, bro. If I'm Geelong, I'm going. He's still out there. He's still one of the greatest of all time. You can't sleep on Buddy.
Do you know why I think that Geelong will just... Geelong's forward line are too good. That's what I think. It's like Brisbane's forward line, meh.
No, they don't. They're too tall.
No, they're meh.
Yeah.
They're okay, but Geelong...
We got fucking Charlie Cameron.
You know, but Geelong's defence is so good.
Oh, yeah.
And Sydney, I think like Buddy's pretty old. They got a lot of defenders down there. And like, how many people does Geelong have down there that can go and body up on him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. But I think, I don't know. I reckon Dane Rampy's good. The McCartan brothers are good.
I love the McCartan.
They're fucking good, bro.
It's cool that they're playing like the Bash Bros.
It would be so sick. Like
in a granny together.
We don't have brothers, but it would be pretty.
Like me and you played in a granny.
Yeah.
We'd be best on and...
I don't know. I go to water in big games sometimes.
Pressure moments.
Not cricket, but footy. I don't know.
You forget that you're playing.
I just think too much.
That's
and I care too much about... You know when you care too much about your performance and you just worry about failing where you don't even have a crack?
Yeah, I understand.
You know you can get paralysed by that?
Yeah.
That was a lot of me on the big stage, a little bit paralysed.
Right, so do you want to get into what's the entertainment?
Yeah,
the AFL Grand Final?
Let me entertain you.
UK pop great Robbie Williams will perform before the AFL Grand Final as the pre-game entertainment. Iconic Aussie rock band Goanna, known for the hit song Solid Rock, will join the First Nations performers Christine Anu, Emma Donovan, Tasman Keith, and William Barton on the halftime show. Other performers include G Flip, Mike Brady, The Temper Trap featuring Budgerah and Nagari and Katie Noonan.
Oh, Budgerah. That's Lonely Lands.
There you go.
Yeah, good stuff. No, I think you got to cater when you're thinking about entertainment. Park that for a second. Who would you fucking if you were the booking agent? Who would you book?
I reckon they've sort of done it. I reckon some of the ones that they had Delta sing the thing. She was grouse.
Yeah, but I just think I think for a national anthem, it's good. I think Robbie Williams, you got to cater the demographics, you know.
Yeah,
but Temper Trap, they haven't been around for 10 years. Nah, Sweet Disposition Fader, you'd know them. But,
when they have song
G Flip and stuff,
2007.
Yeah, G Flip, I don't know. I want to be pumped up. So I think the NRL do it a bit better. They have Greenspoon all the time.
Yeah,
they have just like Aussie rock bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
But like, there needs to be a bit pump up. Yeah, before a game, you just want to feel energized. You know.
What about
falling asleep?
What about the weather? Do you want to know what the weather's doing?
What's the weather going to do, Rob Gel?
It's looking extended forecast for Melbourne on Saturday, September 24, according to Aku Weather, is 19 degrees with sunshine. Ooh. I love grand final day, perfect day, sun's out. I want to see dry footy. I also want to see two teams go. I don't want to be like 100 to 120 or something like that.
Like the Sydney Bulldogs
grand
final. Yeah,
just a sick game.
Good game.
Who do you think's going to win? Who's your pick for the granny?
I'm picking Geelong, but I hope it's close. I love Sydney. I don't know why. I've slept on Sydney all year, really. They've always been good, but fuck, they're in a grand final. Anything can happen in a grand final. I think all the pressure is on the Cats because they're probably thinking, fuck, like we probably deserve to be here. We're expected to be here. Sydney, I think they expected to be good, but
not
they got nothing to lose, really. They're going free hit. You know what I mean?
All right, quick questions for you.
Yeah.
Norm Smith,
I'm going to go with Jeremy Cameron. Boring.
Most goals.
I'm going to go with Stengel.
Most disposals.
I'm going to go with most disposals in the game. Luke Parker. Yeah, I reckon he's going to try real hard because he's someone from Sydney who's been around the block a little bit. He's not going to leave anything in the tank. He's played big games before. I think he's going to have a good game. Callum Mills is a good player too.
I like that.
Who are you going?
I'm going to go with Geelong for the win.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Dangerfield for Norm.
Oh, yeah, good call.
I just think he's just going to be a bull. He's going to want it bad.
The only thing that's going to stop him is like an injury.
Yeah, or if he does those stupid kicks where he tries to kick it 75 metres and it goes 12 metres off the side of his boot. I hope he just hits a few targets and he's close to Norm.
He's known to just like bomb him in there.
Most goals, I reckon Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah.
I reckon he's just going to get off the chain.
Who's
most disposals,
no
I'm going to go with Dangerfield. Dangerfield for Norm and disposals.
Yeah, they normally give it to most disposals, don't they?
I'm excited to watch. Can't wait to see what's going on. I feel like Geelong flag will be up and about down here in the town. You've seen the things.
Yeah.
There's people walking around with flags, stuff happening.
The ferals are out.
Cats.
The ferals are out. And you could have gone to the grand final, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's a bit expensive as a ticket. Can't make it, but hey, would have liked to go.
Behind the glass, mate. You would have been perfect.
Hey, plenty more episodes coming out. Hot at Night comes out tomorrow. Got another belter of a guest coming at you next week. And if you haven't checked out an episode with Prime Train, dropped it yesterday. It's on the YouTube. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
YouTube?
Have you watched any of our YouTube videos
I've clicked the button. But if you like our videos, you've seen our reels. Thanks to Jace for mashing these up. Is that how we say it? Mashing them up?
I don't know. That's the lingo you're going with. I'll go with it.
Mashing these videos up. But if you are a business out there and you're interested in getting some filming done, get in touch because Jace can probably help you out.
He can definitely help you out.